We got a special guest on our Wednesday video today. We're out here in the patch of Sunn Hemp behind us here, taking a look at that. What do you think about this Sunn Hemp?
I like it. It's nice and pretty, good and tender. So this spot's been underperforming a little bit for you?
Yeah, I probably over-farmed it a little too much in the fall and winter, and was running stuff through there.
Hammering down.
Just hammering down and just worked my soil too hard.
The Sunn Hemp is a good way to rejuvenate them bad spots you may have in your garden. And you see there, it's kind of in the still to tender stage. I'm gonna cut a little bit here. A good time to cut this in is before it gets to what we call the woody stage. It's kind of tender now, it's got plenty of moisture in it, and it's gonna cut up real good.
Yeah, speaking of cutting up, now my original plans was to take my push mower with the mulching deck on it and cut this down. In the past, when we've grown this Sunn Hemp, it's only got about waist high. This here, some of it in the back there, it's close to head tall. And I don't think the old push mower is gonna be able to handle this. So,
well, we're gonna use a flail mower today, but if you don't have a flail mower, the more you can chop this up, the faster it's gonna degrade and you can start using this plot again. If you don't have a flail mower, you can take your riding lawnmower, whatever, lift the deck up on high and go through there a couple times and it will chop it up. By all means, the best way to do it is a flail mower.
Yeah, or if you had a tractor with a big rotary mower on it, that would work. In this spot here, we would make more of a mess than we would do good if we tried to put a tractor in here. It's really important when you're cutting this stuff down, you want to leave it right there. So if you do mow it, you want to mow it with a mulching deck if you can. You don't want to blow it all over the place.
You don't want to blow it out there in the yard, boy, you get in trouble doing that.
Yeah, so you want to leave it right there so that organic matter, that biomass, stays in your garden.
If you're using a mulching deck on your lawnmower that's got one of them plates on the side that'll cut it up and lay it right back down, that's a good way to do it.
That's right. So we're going to get the flail mower in here, we're going to cut this down, and then later, either this afternoon or tomorrow, we're going to come in here with our new silage tarp, put that on here, and let this stuff start to cook underneath there. And we're going to see if we can extinguish this cover crop without ever having to till or cultivate the soil. And we'll see how it works.
You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. All right, so we're back out here. I left the office a little early this afternoon so I could get out here, show you how we put this silage tarp down to help extinguish this cover crop that we just mowed down with the flail mower. The flail mower did a really good job of chopping all this Sunn Hemp up, even though some of it was about shoulder to head high. We got some nice organic material, some nice biomass on the ground here that should help our soils. So let's get this silage tarp laid out, and then we'll talk about some of the benefits of using the silage tarp and what our game plan is going forward. All right, so we got our tarp laid out. Only took us about 10 or 15 minutes. Pretty easy to do, just a one-man job. Now let's talk about why we're actually doing this. So this process here is called occultation, which basically means we're blocking this soil from the sun. So that black plastic tarp there is keeping the sun from touching that soil. These silage tarps we have here are made out of a thick, nice 6 mil black plastic. So they're nice and thick. They're going to last you for many, many years. and the sun can't penetrate these. So they're providing a solid layer there so the sun doesn't touch that soil. And that's going to give us several different benefits while we're waiting on this cover crop to break down. So with that silage tarp covering that soil, what we're doing is we're creating a moist environment that doesn't have any sunlight. So if there are any weed seeds in or on that soil right there, that moist environment is going to force those weed seeds to germinate. But as soon as they germinate, they're going to quickly die because there's not any sunlight for them to feed off of. So it's going to give us a nice stale weed seed bank here for when we plant our next crop. The other benefit is that it's going to create a nice planting area without having to till the soil. The heat and the moisture underneath that silage tarp are going to help break down that cover crop. It's going to break down all that good organic matter that we just chopped up. It's going to feed our soil really well. It should increase our earthworm populations and also increase a lot of our beneficial bacteria life in our soil. And the third big benefit here in particular with this Sunn Hemp is that we're going to hopefully leave all that nitrogen there. So Sunn Hemp is a nitrogen fixing cover crop. It fixes nitrogen from the atmosphere and adds it to the soil. If we left this area bare, rain could come in here and leach out all that nitrogen. So by covering it, not allowing any rain to touch this soil, hopefully we're going to leave all that good nitrogen there for this fall crop of corn that we're planning on planting right here in just about a month or so. Now this occultation process in the heat of summer in the middle of July like we are now, probably only going to take about 3 to 4 weeks. If you're doing this in the cooler months, it could take you up to 6 to 8 weeks. So the hotter it is, the faster this process is going to work. It's the middle of July right now, and my intended fall corn planting time is going to be around the middle of August. So hopefully we've timed this just right, and in a month we can come uncover this tarp and have some beautiful soil there for our fall corn. These silage tarps we sell are 50 foot long by 40 foot wide. And this plot here was just about 50 foot long, so it worked out perfect. There's not quite 40 foot wide, so I just folded it over here. So if your garden's not quite that big, you can cut it to size, or you can do like I did and just fold it over and it'll work just fine like that. With our silage tarps, we do include some sandbags to help you hold the tarp down. You got to put something on the edges to keep the wind from blowing it. So we include 15 of these nice little sandbags here. I didn't use the sandbags on mine because I had a bunch of extra bricks laying around, so I just used those instead of filling the sandbags. But these are a nice bonus if you don't have bricks or don't have something to help you hold the tarp down. So we'll leave this here for an entire month and we'll check back on it in the middle of August, and it should be ripe for our fall corn. You can use this occultation process for extinguishing a cover crop like we did here. You can use it if you've just got a heavy or a large weed seed bank in your soil and you just need to kind of reduce your weed pressure, or you can even use it to start a completely new garden plot. I'll put a link below to our silage tarp so you can check that out and get one of those if you feel like it would be useful for your garden. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.